Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. As always, we are here Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We're brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. Why? Because they're nice people. That's all I can say. I think it's just because they're nice people. I mean, look at them. Look at this crew that we've got up here. You got Kristen Simpson. She looks nice. You got Gen Z. She looks nice. You got Carl. Well, he's Carl. You know what I mean? So, I mean, just a bunch of nice people. Bunch of nice people. That's why we're here every single Monday through Friday, for your free coaching pleasure. And I would say, why not? Just why not? Why would we not come here? I don't know. Well, let's see, who do we have in the house here that we can say good morning to? Robert Ashburner. I think you're going to have to unmute this morning real quick, just very briefly, have a chat with you. I just want to see what the heck's going on in your world, man. What's happening?
I am presenting to an office this morning at 11.
Okay. Great.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. What are you going to present? What are you going to do?
We're going to talk about what's going on in the market. And so your Loan Officer Breakfast Club website has been very fundamental in that. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
And we're going to talk about DPA, down payment assistance.
Great. All right. Cool, man. Cool.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Oh, go ahead, Carl.
What's your call to action at the meeting? Robert, if you don't mind me asking.
Send me deals.
Good one. That's it. If you could be a little more direct, if there's a way to tweak that just a little bit. I mean, you're kind of making a little ambiguous there, Yeah, great. I love it.
And not just for Robert, I'm sure Robert knows this, but like anytime you do a call to action, there's three parts to it. Always. Here's what I got. Here's how it benefits you. Here's why you should send me leads. And here's what to do next. Tell them exactly what to do next. Like, here's my phone number, put it in your cell phone or whatever that call to action is. And then a shortened version of it is, if I could blank, would you blank? If I could, I don't know, I'm just going to grab something, Robert. If I could help you convert twice as many of your leads into closed deals for you, would you give me 20 minutes to show you how? So if I could, would you? So those don't go together, by the way. Those are two separate ones, depending on how much time I have. If I got time, here's what I got. Here's how benefits. Here's what you do next. If I got to be short, if I could blank, would you blank? Killer call to actions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you already knew that, Robert. I was just saying that for the ground. So good for you, buddy. Good for you.
If it doesn't work, just tell them that you're friends with Frank Array, and then
he was in the Navy.
If that doesn't work, I'll give you 100% money back. I'll give you 100% of your money back from attending this class today. So
wonderful. Good. Well, what a great. You know what? We should just mic drop. You know what I mean? It's like end of show. I mean, we've got enough content already. This is why people should come to Breakfast Club right out of the gates. Okay, before we get into
Frank, I'm convinced that if 100% of the people on here, or for each person, let's say it that way, for each person that inserts a call to action into every conversation that you have, and I'm not talking about at the barbecue with your buddy, but you get in our work world, if we just simply insert a call to action into every conversation we're having, drastic increase of closings, and not like 3 months or 6 months, but like right away. And so start inserting in those call to actions.
It's so true. We've talked about this for years, but that is the absolute truth, Carl. You are right. Hey, flux capacitor Wednesday. If you notice Kristen's name, it's Kristen. It's Wednesday, Frank Simpson. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, it is Wednesday. Flux capacitor Wednesday. Bring up the flux capacitor, Kristen, so that we can officially announce how much time is left in the year for us to meet the goals that we promised ourselves that we would meet. There's the flux capacitor, my friends. It's in the chat right now. There is officially 39.6% left in the year. Oh, look at that. Chris, oh, you already got it in there. You did it. All right.
No, 39. You said it, and then I did it.
Right. Perfect. We're in harmony.
I'm just here to serve, Frank.
Thank you. Great. Yeah, I'll remember that. Yes, I will. Great. 39.6% left in the year. Chris Johnstone, your thoughts on that?
I think it's time to keep doing the daily success plan. And keep making those calls, keep building those relationships, because when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago or today? Right? And so doesn't really matter how much time is left in the year. What happens is what matters is what you do today. And that's just something to get you up, get you going, and get on call stars, make those calls, build those relationships.
Every day's a new day, man. You're right, Chris. We can start today. We can shake it off, get focused, and get going. 39.66%. Sex. 39.6. I'm sorry. A Navy slip. I don't know what that was. Okay, 39.6% left in the year. There's still plenty of time, right? Just get on with it. We can do it. And again, in the chat, are you ahead, at par, or behind? Just curious. No judgment whatsoever. All right, before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's show, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to hit the news real quick. Okay, I'll just make sure that we can see this. Can we see it? Are we good?
Got to go.
Got to get. Okay, so in the news, yesterday we put out there. It starts off with the 20 hottest real estate markets in the United States right now. Surprisingly, California is not on there. New York did make it. You think the coasts, right? That's what you're normally going to think. That's where it is. California didn't make it. New York did, which kind of surprised me a little not, right? But really, it's the Midwest stuff. It's affordable places, and they're they're cooking, man. And they determine it by how many days on the market and all that kind of stuff, and price increases and whatever. There are still some very, very hot markets in the country. The most remarkable thing about this story to me, though, is that it was provided by AOL. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, AOL. Isn't that something? I would have never thought. It was a really decent article too. I was like, all right, Okay, so
lovely Mrs. White still has her email address is
at AOL.
At AOL.com.
No kidding. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, right, just real quick. Hey, oh, I'm sorry. Were you finished with this, Frank?
No. But do you want to jump in before I finish, or because it's
no? I want to get an update from Kevin on the call reluctance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Look, hey, if we learned anything in the Navy, it was how to be gracious. Okay. So. All right. So that's that. But here's the story that I find really, really interesting. This came out of Scotsman, one of my favorite places to get news. They got the good stuff. They got the dirt. They got it all. They're great. Commercial borrowing up 66% in Q2. Wow. Retail. Okay. Industrial and retail and multifamily. Okay. This stuff has boomed up recently because there was kind of a slump in this area for a while. We are going to talk about niches today, right? I don't know if anybody's doing the commercial niche, but if you are, you should be feeling it. And if you're not, and you're thinking about it, might not be a bad time. But commercial borrowing up 66% in Q2. Remarkable. All right. So then the last thing is the hottest market in the United States. Anybody? First of all, guess what state? And I can't see the chat. What are the state? People have already read it, I'm sure.
Get out.
Huh? Wait, guess what state? You're not going to believe this. New Hampshire.
No way.
It's Manchester, Nashua.
Well,
Manchester, Nashua. New Hampshire.
I actually have an office still in Nashua.
You do.
Keep in mind with New Hampshire, though, that they could have 5 closings and it would be doubling of their.
Oh, I wish I could do my sound effects. All right. But I just thought that was very interesting. So, hey, Brad, I just got to say this. If Joanne Johansson gets wind of this, this is not going to be good, right? This is not going to be good for you. She is going to suddenly show up in Manchester, Nashua.
She did the same thing in Florida, right?
That's right. She did. Right. Okay. As usual, guys, we have loan officer perspective. We have real estate agent perspective, home buyer and seller perspective, and Frank's thoughts. Just go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com, click on in the news at the top up here, right? And then you can get the daily news. I really enjoy putting the news stories together, and I hope that you can make use of them. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. So, all right, Carl, you wanted to chat about Kevin Gillespie before we dive into the meat potatoes. What do you got?
Kevin, I know the Crushing Call Reluctance deep dive. It's a series that you're doing. I know you started that earlier this week. So how's that going?
Yeah, I personally think it went well, and we should ask anybody that's on the call that was in the group. We had a very large group yesterday for our first call. It went for a full 90 minutes. We discussed why call reluctance, would just bringing a few people up to speed, but then gave 4 or 5 things to set their baseline and get organized. And then we'll keep compounding on top of that each week. But we gave 4 or 5 really looking at the biggest piece I think we did was that they need to truly identify what their reluctance is. And because we're going to name it and put it into their alter ego because it's a villain. And so the alter ego will be able to kill the villain. And so we identified that. Sounds a little goofy, but it works. And then, but 3 or 4 other things for them to do. And then we did on influencing people, we hit some real basic things, but then we took a look at how do you recognize the social needs of the people you're talking about? In other words, what does every individual need to hear from you? So how do you read these people? By what they say and the way they position themselves, whatever they're wearing, whatever they're doing. Because imagine being able to talk to somebody for 2 or 3 minutes and really understand them at a level probably better than many of their friends and family do. And so that's a real, if you can get that skill down, that's a game changer. So I thought it was good. Yeah, ask anybody else in the group.
Well, there's people in the chat. Amy is there. Amy, can you chime in and say, you said it's a nice reset. What do you mean? I know you're not shy, Amy DeBusk.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, so this week was my 1-year anniversary in mortgage marketing animals.
Nice.
Cool.
And I'm still having call reluctance. Not with certain calls, like my pre-approved and lookings, I'm good. Past clients, I'm good. But calling new agents definitely needs some work. So I really got a lot out of it yesterday. I've got a whole list of homework that I'm working on now.
Give us one thing. One thing you're like, that one thing is a good one.
Well, I mean, even what Carl said this morning, like doing a call to action after every single call, and like, I'm gonna put a note up on my desk today that says, can I count on you to refer me to your friends, family, and coworkers if they have a need? So that's gonna be my one thing.
Good for you, Amy.
That's awesome, Amy.
Fantastic. Good
and
stuff,
Kevin,
man.
These are recorded, right? So if we have a latecomer that wants to get more about it, what do they do?
Yeah, they'll just sign up for the class and we'll get them all the materials and all the recordings and PowerPoint.
And how do they do that?
Pardon?
How do they do that?
Crushingcallreluctance.com.
Crushingcallreluctance.com. Cool. All right, Frank.
All right. Get that in. All right. Well, good stuff. Yeah. Look, guys, we wanted to just chat about niches a little bit today. Right. The reason I brought it up is Steve Kyles and I did a podcast yesterday, and it came up on the podcast, and we were chatting about it. And so I did I directed ChatGPT to do the research, a deep dive, and figure out what the top 10 loan officer niches are in 2025. And so it came back with 10 things that it believes are the top 10 niches in 2025. Jen, maybe you could bring that up on the screen. We've got a PDF. We're going to give it to you guys. We're going to download it. But what I would like to do is look at these niches and then see if we've got people on the call right now who are actually participating in any of these niches, who kind of make that their thing or make something their thing, whatever the niche is. Maybe if you'd raise your hand, and I'd like to just talk about it and see how it's going, why you picked that niche, what's it doing for you? Because I think the question is, Carl, should I do it? And I think that there's 2 sides of this question. Some people are going to feel yes, because if I present myself as the expert in this particular thing long enough, then I'll be the go-to person, right, for this thing. Others would say, well, no, because I'll be quote unquote leaving money on the table because people won't think about me for the other things. Right. And so that is that's the, situation we've got here. Is it profitable to niche, to be known for something, or are you going to lose out on other things if you do that? Yumi has his hand up. But what are your thoughts, Carl?
I'll give you the niche that I was totally ignoring for a horrible reason, and I was wrong on all accounts. So the niche that I've been avoiding, get this, first-time home buyers. Shockingly to me, maybe everybody else knew this and I didn't, it's the number one mortgage niche is first-time home buyer. It's responsible for somewhere around 34 to 35% of all mortgage loans were first-time home buyers. And I thought, well, they take a lot of time, they ask a lot of questions, they're smaller loan amounts, and they're a little bit of a pain in the butt, kind of thing. They ask a lot of questions, and totally wrong on that. Just totally wrong. Because what I found out, and we actually did a class on this, what I found out is that first-time home buyers, what they're looking like, we were coming across back when I was doing it the wrong way. We were like, we got great rates, we'll close you fast and all. Come to find out, they not that they don't care about it. Of course, we want to give everybody a fair deal, right? And give them, do the best that we can for them. But come to find out, what they're really looking for is to be educated.
Yep.
And their number one fear, first-time home buyer, is I'm going to make a mistake. That's just part one. The real fear is, and everybody's going to know about it and think I'm stupid, or they took advantage of me, or laughing on the way to the bank, or that's their number one fear. And we found out that the message was, hey, I got your back, and I'm going to protect you, and I'm going to take care of you, which we all do that, right? I just didn't know that was the primary message to give. And once you understand what these niches are, and what their primary fear or need or want or desire is, it's a different message for each one of the different niches. So that was shocking to me, of the first-time home buyer.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Carl, and I'm going to chime in on this, but if I go out and I'm first-time home buyer, do you feel like, well, maybe I'm going to miss out on other types of business? Maybe people are going to think that's all that I do.
All right, I got a question for you. When Ford advertises their car, do they advertise just the Escort? Or do they advertise this one's about the Escort, this one's about the truck?
Yeah.
For womanly women and manly men. This is the truck, and this is the SUV, and this one's fast, and this one carries the kids. And so you don't send just one message, right? You deliver different messages, and the right person at the right time goes, oh, that's me. So you don't do just one ad. You don't do just one message. You have multiple. So
you're not niching in that case. No,
I'm niching to that person on that day. I'll tell you a quick story, and I think I've shared this here before. So this is where I learned a great lesson about niching. I was doing a loan, and it was for a dentist, and I'm about a week into it. Everything's going great. I met the guy face to face. I thought we were new best friends, right? About a week later, he calls me up, and we ordered the appraisal, we're in, right? And it calls me up, say, hey, Carl, hey, no hard feelings. I'm going to move my loan to this other loan officer. I said, hey, totally cool. What did I do wrong? And he goes, well, a dentist friend of mine, another dentist, told me that he has a loan officer that specializes in dentist loans. Well, never heard of such a thing. Who could blame you, right? I totally get it. I said, well, give me his number, and I'll call him up and and turn the file over to him. No hard feelings. So I called up this loan officer, and I said, hey, my name's Carl White, and I think I was like a year in the business, right? I was brand new. And I said, hey, I'm working with Dr. Smith, and he said this, and you specialize in that. I'm going to send you the file. Hey, all cool, no hard feelings. But I never even heard of such a thing. How is that? And he was quiet for about 10 seconds. He says, Carl, you sound like a really nice guy. So that's when I kind of sat down and went, all right, here it comes. Yeah. He said, well, I do specialize in dentist loans and air conditioning people's loans and tire changer loans and people that work at Home Depot loans. And I went, hey, brother, I'm going to glad you sent this file. It was worth the price of admission. What I learned from that was just a huge message. And so that's what he did, is he niches himself to different people on different days. And at the time you listen to that, like if I'm looking to buy a truck and I see a Ford advertising a truck that day, I think Ford's the truck people. And if I see them advertising, the Mustang and how sporty it is, they're the affordable sports American made using air quotes sports car company. And so the idea is you're giving a lot of messages, a lot of time, a lot of places, and it does feel like a niche to that person on that day. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. There are still, and I love that story. That's another good one was when we were at the Freedom Club event in Tahoe.
Yeah.
And I forget the couple. It was a husband and wife team, and they shared that they went out as niching in mobile home loans, like mobile home, wheels on the house, mobile home loans. And their whole pitch at the event is that was their thing. That's what they advertised to a bunch of realtors, and it got a bunch of their attention because a lot of times those come up, right? These deals pop up and they're like, where do I send this? And they're like, oh, I'm going to keep that, because, I know this is going to come up sometime. And then when it does come up, they call them. But they said, just like the reverse mortgage gal that you talk about a lot, they said that most of their business is not mobile home. It's just the thing that got the attention, that got the phone call, that helped start the relationship. And now they're doing FHA, VA conventional loans with that real estate agent.
My favorite story on that is this lady. She was brand new in the business, and she advertised. She's trying to go to realtors' offices, and hey, we have an in-house lender. We have an in-house lender. We have an in-house lender. We have an in. I can't get in, and so she came up with this great idea. She says, "I'm going to teach classes on reverse mortgages for purchase." Right? A lot of people didn't know about that. A lot of people still don't know about that. That you can use reverse mortgages to buy a home, right?
Right.
So now she's being invited to all these real estate offices to do reverse mortgage purchase. This lady literally within 3 years was making $1 million W-2 income as a loan officer, working actually in my branch. So that's not, she has 15 that was hers. And she was just setting records at our company. Right. And so I asked her one day, I said, by the way, how many of those purchase for reverse mortgages have you done so far? And she just kind of sheepishly said, none. And that was her way to break into the market, that they would start talking to her and go, well, yes, do other loans also.
Right. I think that's one of the coolest things about niche is that it can be the thing that gets the attention. And because the question was in the beginning, does that mean I'm going to lose out on other things if I have this quote unquote niche? And the answer is emphatically no. And so what it means is the attention, the niche thing can be the thing that gets the attention. Now, here's the thing: whatever you pick for your niche, if you decide to go down this path, well, you do need to know how to do that, right? You need to have some. You got to have, you got to know how to do that, a little bit, but it winds up becoming just a kind of a gateway into relationships is what it winds up being. Yumi, you've got your hand up. Is Gen Z with us, or did she get? You are. Can you bring it up on the screen, Jen? The PDF.
I can't on this computer because I don't have.
Oh, okay. All right.
Open it, but Kristen's working on it.
I can bring it up if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it up while we're talking to Yumi. Yumi, you got your hand up. What do you got? Hey, thanks for enjoying this Loan Officer Breakfast Club YouTube video. If you are into industry news, if you like to keep up with what's going on within the mortgage and real estate industry, you might not be aware of this, but you can get free news snippets every single day by going to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. In the top nav bar, you'll see in the news. Click it, daily, fresh news about the mortgage and real estate industry. There's even loan officer perspective and realtor perspective on each news story that you can make use of in your marketing. So enjoy loanofficerbreakfastclub.com/in the news.
Yeah, I was just going to say that my niche, I got into the fix and flip and DSCR world. And to be honest, I thought it was going to be a real small niche. And what got me into it, excuse me, was the 2008 crash. I learned afterwards a lot of investors really took advantage of that market. And when the market got soft this time around, I started working in it. And as of today, I think I have 22 deals on my pipeline.
Yeah.
So, and they're all either fix and flip or DSCR. So that's a huge market in itself. And most people don't even know that this exists as a completely separate market. And I found that just by specializing here, I'm able to help more people because I have a little bit more knowledge than most residential loan officers in this market.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, it's interesting because Carl, you brought up the fact that the first time home buyer has X amount of percentage, it's a big chunk of the loans that get done, and the other ones are smaller chunks. But the interesting thing is in the smaller chunks, you do tend to find that because they're smaller, sometimes there's not as much competition in that little world,
Well, and to keep in mind when you say like I've got on my little cheat sheet here, divorce and separation refinance. It's only 3%, but that means that 3 out of 100 were that.
Yeah.
There's thousands of them. So understand that, well, it's only 3%. There's just in our insert in area you're in our area, there are thousands. Sadly, there's thousands of people going through divorce that own homes that they have to do something. So even the small ones are massive.
And
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Frank, the thing that gets me about this, is it's easier to become a thought leader with content inside artificial intelligence and articles and content. And you can use AI to go deep into these topics, become the online expert,
right?
And like take the first-time homebuyers as example. Like they're using AI to search and research and find information before they reach out to professionals.
Yeah.
And as you get these niches, it's easy to teach AI and to use AI to create the content so that you are a thought leader, so that people can find you. Like if you're just advertising to become the number one loan officer, it's incredibly competitive. But if you want to be the number one loan officer for that specific product, it's much easier to go out and actually get that inbound traffic.
Love it. Yeah. Let's take a gander at what the top 10 things are according to ChatGPT. Carl, right at the top of the list, first-time homebuyer, right? Right at the top of the list. So that would be the number one thing that people are looking at. Number 2, military veterans, of course. That's a good one. That's a great one. Refinance rate and term specialist. Again, that can be a niche. It really can, right? And we talked about this. 40% of the business out there today is what? Refinance business. 40%. Okay. Yep. Down payment assistance, affordable housing. Carl, you touched on that. That's a popular one. Just like Yumi, investors, DSCR, fix and flip, Yumi, right? Right. What else we got? Oh, super jumbo and luxury lending. That's a good one. Yeah, let's do that one. Interest only, high income professionals, dentists, Carl, doctors. Exactly what you brought up, right? The self-employed low docs and geographic or community niches. This would be if you have something in your local area that you can become the master at, right? So a lot of times, even DPA programs, if you have certain county or a lot of times with states like California, not only we have the state that's offering some sort of DPA, but the county has something to throw on top of it, or the city has something. So, and a lot of people don't know about that. So this is just a list of the 10 most popular that ChatGPT put together. We're going to drop that in the chat right now for you. So you've got it. And it's not something that I'm saying we have to do or anything like that. I just thought it might be a fun topic for the day. And I think it was. I mean, what do you guys think?
But I think the important thing is you can't just identify, and because of time constraints here, we can't just define this is a niche. Now we have to go, what do you say to those people?
Yeah.
Like what's the primary message? And so can I give an ethical bribe?
You can give an ethical bribe, Carl. I'll allow it.
So I've got a little cheat sheet that here, I'll share this real quick. I've got a little cheat sheet that does just that. And I'll just show you a couple here. So first-time home buyers, like how do you brand yourself, right? We always talk about branding, and branding is a very important thing. How do we brand ourselves? So it's a first-time home buyer, your home buying coach, your first home navigator, guiding you home one step at a time. This is the one that I use, trusted advisor for first-time home buyers, because that's what they're looking for. And so you have to make sure that you're talking their language in this. And so you have to know, well, what do you say? Like, what's their number one fear, and how do you talk to them? And I've got a little cheat sheet on this. And my ethical bribe is that if you'll talk to the ever so wonderful Miss Jen or the ever so wonderful Miss Kristen, I'll send them a copy of this. So for our members, we'll put it up on the site here this morning, and you'll be able to Google what would we call this? This will be called the secrets of niche marketing. I'll do something like that. I'm actually recording a class on it later on today. But so for our members, you'll be able to go get it here in about an hour. If you don't have it, my ethical bribe is if you'll talk to Kristen or Jen, they'll give you a copy of this. And so it's ethical bribe. So it's a bribe, but it's ethical, right? It's ethical.
Exactly.
So ethical bribe. Right. Ethical bribe, right?
Yeah.
So, cool.
How do they get a hold of Kristen or Jen? What do we do, Kristen?
What's it?
Well, you could email us.
Okay.
That would be it. We'll put
right.
Jen and I will put our emails in the chat.
Okay. Emails in the chat. There you go. So that'll make it easy. All right. Well, good stuff today, guys. I really enjoyed today's show. Yeah. I thought it was cool. Kevin Gillespie, what do you think? You know, it didn't pop up, Kevin, was the builder thing. And it was a chat GPT thing, but that's another one. That's a great niche.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, some of the first time home buyers buy from, a lot buy from builders. Some of the VA buy from builders. Some of the investment buy from builders. Some of the people getting a divorce that one's going to get the house, the other's going to buy a house, buy from builders. So it all kind of weaves together. But I tell you, just knowing it isn't enough. I'm just telling you, it's useful but incomplete. I promise you, it's having the right message. Hence my dentist story. You know, I had the right message and I didn't.
You know what I'll say too, Carl, is this: if you do decide to go down the niche path or niche, however you say it, I've never gotten clarity on that, and I'm a linguist from the Navy. But if you do decide to go down that path, and you're gonna start getting the word out that you specialize in something, along with everything else you do, you can't just this is a long-term play. Right. Yeah. This is a long-term play. This is you gotta let people know over and over and over again for a long time, right?
Getting rich is a long-term play.
That's right. It's a long-term play. And this is the kind of thing where you're going to have to commit to this for a year, right? At least, something along those lines. But if you do, I can assure you, and if you do actively get the word out that you do specialize in this thing, whatever it is, you will get known for it. And people will start to give you a call when those things pop up. So I can assure you that as well. All right. I think we're good to go. Today's Wednesday. Thank you, Kristen. Today is Past Client and Sphere of Influence Day. Everybody know what they're going to do? You know what you're going to do in the chat? Say yes if you know what you're going to do. And if you're going to do it. That's what we want to know. I see thumbs up from Robert. Yeah, man. Past clients, call the gratitude, check and see how they're doing, and ask if they know anybody that might be looking to buy, sell, or refinance, and ask them, if you do, can I count on you to get me in contact with them? So it's an easy day. Amy Dusk said there is no call reluctance for her on this day, and that's for good reason. Okay? So you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining us here on the Loan Officer Breakfast Club, brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. We'll see you here tomorrow with Owen Lee and the Mortgage Market Update. You guys have a great one. Adios!
Great day, everybody.